Wemby just walked into Madison Square Garden and turned the world's loudest arena into a library. The Knicks fans, they came for a party, and the Spurs came ready for a fight. And by the end of Game 3, New York, they wasn't celebrating. They were complaining because San Antonio, they did not just win this game. They snatched the oxygen out of the building. And now this series is alive. So let's call a spade because the Knicks had the crowd. They had the momentum. They had a 2-0 series lead. They had Madison Square Garden foaming at the mouth. And the Spurs walked in and punched them right in the face. That is not a cute little roll win. That's a statement. The Spurs won Game 3 for 3 reasons. Number 1, Wemby, he became the villain. Number 2, they finally started moving the ball. And number 3, the Knicks got sloppy, stagnant, and emotional. Let's get into it. So reason number 1, Wemby became the villain. And I mean that in the best way possible. This is the finals. You do not win at Madison Square Garden by asking for permission. You gotta take some shit. And that is exactly what Wemby did. He went out there and took it. He didn't go out there playing scared. He didn't go out there trying to be too cute. He didn't let the crowd speed him up. Wemby let them boys boo. He let them boys chant. He even let them talk. Then he kept on hooping. That right there is called star behavior. Wemby gave the Spurs everything that they needed. Scoring, passing, rim protection, composure, and late game presence. And most importantly, Wemby gave them boys belief that they could get it done. Because when your franchise player walks into MSG and he looks comfortable, when everybody in the building wants him to fold, that changes the team's whole play and mindset. The Spurs, they stopped looking like the young team that's trying to survive. They started to look like the team that realized, wait a minute, we could actually win this thing. And that's dangerous for the Knicks because Game 1 and 2 had people questioning, was the stage too big? In Game 3, Wemby and the Spurs answered that. The stage, it wasn't too big for Wemby. When you look at the game film, it says it might have been too small. Wemby was blocking shots. He was making reads. Wemby was actually scoring when the Spurs really needed him to. And in the fourth quarter, when the Knicks needed someone to actually shut the door, Wemby was the only one there with the key. That is the difference in being talented and being built for this moment. Because a lot of players, they have the skill, but Wemby, he got the presence. And in Game 3, Wemby's presence was loud enough to quiet the Garden. And that is reason 1. The Spurs won because Wemby did not shrink. Wemby turned heel and became the villain. And the Knicks and the fans, they hated every second of it. And reason 2, the ball finally moved. And this was the biggest difference the first 2 games. The Spurs, they finally stopped playing like 5 guys trying to solve 5 separate problems. Them boys start playing like one team, one brain, one mission. The ball moved. The decision making got quicker and the spacing got better and the offense had rhythm again. And that matters when San Antonio becomes stuck because then they become predictable. And when the Spurs become predictable, the Knicks can load up, get physical, and turn this into a street fight. But in Game 3, the Spurs, they did not let the ball die. They swung it and they cut. And they trusted the next pass. They was able to get Wemby touches in better spots on the floor. They also let Fox create pressure. They allowed Castle to play downhill. The Spurs made New York defend action after action instead of being able to load up on one guy. And that's how you beat pressure. You cannot just dribble through it. You have to pass through pressure. And the Spurs, they finally remembered that. And that's why this win felt different. It wasn't just Wemby saving the day with superhero basketball. It was San Antonio playing with structure. When the ball got to moving, the Knicks defense, they had to rotate. And when the Knicks had to rotate, that means the driving lanes will open up. And when the driving lane is open, you know what that means. Fouls are coming. And when those said fouls came, the game will and did slow down. And once the game slowed down, you could tell that the Spurs started to get comfortable. That's how you steal a finals game. You have to make the home team guard you longer than what they really want to. You make the crowd react instead of roaring. You make every possession feel like work. And the Spurs did that. The Spurs, they didn't win Game 3 because they played perfect basketball. They won because they played connected basketball. Big difference. In Game 1 and 2, it looked like the Spurs were searching. In Game 3, the Spurs found the sweet spot. shot. And once the ball started popping, the Knicks, they had a real problem. Reason number 3, the Knicks, they got sloppy, stagnant, and emotional. And this is the part where the Knicks fans, you're not gonna like it. Yeah, the refs was a part of this conversation. And yeah, Mike Brown was hot after the game. And yes, the free throw gap was ugly. But let's not act like the Knicks played clean ball and got robbed in broad daylight. No, they had chances. They just got messy. Their offense got sticky and the ball stopped moving. Too many possessions for the Knicks turned into one guy dribbling the ball while everyone else was just watching. Like, that might work for a minute, but it won't win you finals games. Not against a team with Wemby. He's sitting back there waiting to erase some mistakes. The Knicks, they also turned the ball over at the absolute worst times. And live ball turnovers in the finals are basically layup invitations. You throw the ball away, the Spurs run. You hesitate, the Spurs gonna load up. And when you get emotional, the Spurs are just gonna get free throws. And that is how a game slips, not all at once, but possession by possession. Bad passes, bad spacing, poor shots. You're late on your rotations, which means you're fouling, and now you're complaining to the ref. And now the crowd is tight and the players are tight. And now Wemby and the Spurs, they smiling. And that is what happened. The Knicks, they spent way too much time reacting, while the Spurs and Wemby spent more time executing. In a 4-point finals game, that's the difference. And you can blame the whistle if you want, but the real Knicks and the fans know the truth. The Knicks, they had got away from what had them boys rolling. The Knicks stopped playing sharp, they stopped making quick decisions, and they let the Spurs hit first after halftime. And when you give a desperate team like the Spurs life, don't be shocked when them boys start breathing fire. And that's reason number 3. The Spurs won because the Knicks opened the door, and Wemby and the Spurs kicked it right off the hinges. So no, this wasn't just a random Spurs win. This was a warning shot across the Knicks' cranium. Wemby became the villain, and the ball finally moved. And the Knicks, they got sloppy at the worst possible time. And now the series is 2-1, and the sweep talk is dead. Now the Garden, it has pressure on it. And now the Knicks, they have to deal with this scary reality because the Spurs, they didn't play perfect and they still won. Wemby, he didn't just survive New York, he silenced them. And if game 3 was the Spurs finding their confidence, game 4 might be real uncomfortable for the Knicks.